Welcome to PastMaster, the show where we travel through time using AI as our guide. I'm your host Ryan, and with me as always is Tan and Keon.
Hello. I am Tan. I am the resident RPG enthusiast.
Is that becoming your tagline now?
I think so.
Oh, do we need taglines? Oh,
Go on, what would your tagline be, Keon?
I'm Keon, and I don't know anything about anything.
Nice. No, that's not true. That's unfair on yourself.
Is it?
Yeah, I think you know.
I know a little bit about things that aren't relevant to this.
Okay.
But in this world,
Okay.
I'm curious about everything.
Okay. You're AI curious.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, nice. And also with us this week is our first special guest for PastMaster, Sunil Patel, who is a comedian, a writer, actor, broadcaster, and podcaster?
Yeah, I've done all that, yeah.
Nice.
Happy to be here, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. So, how do you guys know each other then?
We went to journalism college
Tan and
together.
I, yeah, we did our NCTJ, what do you call it? Is it
National
National
Council
something,
for the Training of
postgraduate
Journalists.
training in journalism.
Yeah.
6 months, £10 I paid for mine.
I know, I paid
Okay.
$1,000.
Wow.
That shows you how savvy each of us is to the realities of the world.
Yeah, no, if you declare yourself unemployed, when you sign on to the course, you get it for a tenner.
Excellent.
So,
And that's about how much effort I put into it as well, isn't it? I definitely didn't pass my short.
Who's got the most value out of that course then?
Oh, I think Tan, for sure.
I don't know. Just
Well, you got a career out of it.
Yeah. And then we lived together for a while, and I'm now. Can we say I'm your dungeon master? Does that
Yeah,
sound-
that
that's-
sounds normal.
You're going to have to explain that.
What?
Did this happen when you were living together?
No. It's a
Is this a Fritzl
So-
thing? What are we talking about here?
does certainly sound like it, doesn't it? So no, I started running a Dungeons and Dragons campaign like a year and a bit ago, I suppose, and I roped Sunil in.
Yeah, I'd never played it, so I was interested in what it involved. And I remember talking to Tan about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'd like to play. And I didn't think anything would happen. And then a week later, you corralled 5 people together. And we were suddenly playing.
I thought one person out of 5 would say yes, and the rest would be like, "Fuck off, mate." And everyone was like, "Yes,
Yes,
Really?
please.
So when you
Was
say-
this during lockdown?
No,
When was it just after?
end of 2021.
Yeah,
Yeah, we started Christmas 2021, I think, or
That's
just
mad,
before.
isn't it?
So you got a good take up.
immediately.
Are you still
Yeah.
playing?
Yeah, I can't believe
Yeah.
it's still going.
Is this the same campaign? The same
Yeah.
story?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are the longest running campaign in the world. It's been going for 30 years. So,
Oh, wow.
I mean, there is crazy levels of.
Oh, how long are campaigns normally? Well, I suppose you can never tell.
I
can you?
guess probably like a year or something.
Oh, right,
Maybe
okay.
they can be like.
But we don't play that. We play once every couple of months, every 6
Yeah,
weeks. Or something?
yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
pretty
Like a
chill.
long, like a long game of chess where you
Yeah.
by post.
Exactly.
Correspondence,
Yeah. Knight to King 4.
Yeah.
Shit! Didn't see that coming.
And you take it very seriously. As in you
Someone has to,
you don't
someone
take the
has
piss. You get on with it.
And
Yeah.
are you in charge of it? So you're when you say
Kind of.
dungeon master, does that mean you're
Yeah.
the boss?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
He runs the whole story and
Right.
everything.
Yeah, I like the power.
Yeah.
So, Sunil, what has Tan told you about PastMaster?
Right. He's told me that I need to pick an era of time that I want to visit, maybe,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna punch that into ChatGPT. Is it ChatGPT or some
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
AI?
yeah.
And it's going to be our games master, and we're going to play a game in that era, I think.
That's basically it. So this pretty much, yeah. This basically spun out of a classic pub conversation,
Yeah.
and I think we were just chatting about what would you do if you ended up like in the past 100 years ago,
Yeah.
and all you've got is the clothes on your back and all the knowledge that you ever had. In theory, I like to think that I could become a multimillionaire because I just invent stuff early. But in practice, you'd have to remember how to do it, or you'd have to know how an iPhone
Yeah.
worked if you wanted to invent that.
And I'm assuming you can't ever go back. You're stuck there forever.
You're stuck
That's
there
your
forever.
life.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, plot twist.
You don't get to go back.
Would you have
No,
done
man.
things differently if you'd known that?
Yeah.
What would
Would you have not headbutted?
I was pretty reckless in a few eras. I really just.
You thought you could
went
just
for it.
cause a mess and come
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I thought I would just basically shit all over that era and then
Yeah.
just leave. I had no idea I had to stay and
I guess it depends
live
on
in it.
whether the game master says if you arrived in a time machine or not. We played it a couple of times, and usually you just rock up at a village and it's like, right, let's go. But occasionally it's like your time machine opens you up, and you're like, oh, okay, so maybe you could go back in that scenario.
Okay.
Where would you?
Where?
Where do you reckon you'd love to go?
But the thing is, not being able to come back does change things.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would choose to be maybe one road across from where I live now. But I would say 15 years ago.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Okay,
right.
then you got your prime
Property
years.
prices.
Smart.
You know what horses come in every year at the Grand National. You know you should buy Bitcoin. You know the way the world's going. But I do think
can you
that's
name
not
a
gonna be
horse
good
that's won
game.
the Grand National?
No, I just buy Bitcoin. But I do think that might make for actually that might make for an interesting game. You never know.
Playing how rich you could have
the
been.
recent past.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you're transported back to medieval England.
Yeah.
In the time of like the Black Death.
Yeah.
Okay, and in theory, you could maybe worm your way in with a local lord, or I don't know.
Yeah.
You kind of want to attach yourself to somebody with power.
You've got to provide some value.
Yeah. So I mean, Tan would invent. What was it? You were going to just play
was
Metallica on the lute. Or something.
Yeah, I was thinking the only knowledge I got in my head is how some current pop songs go,
Yeah.
and I'd be able to just like play them and
Of
entertain
course.
people.
You could recreate the Beatles back catalogue.
Well, you know what? I tried that in an early playthrough, and it was very like moralising and didactic, and was like, it's really not okay, mate, to plagiarise
Wow.
other people's work. And I was like, yeah, but no one will know, mate. It's
So who's
fine.
programming the morality of the
That's-
AI?
That is
curious,
an
we don't
interesting
know.
question.
Because I met the person who's in charge of ethics at Google's AI,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't really know what the job entails. I think she said it involves sort of making the programmers be like think a bit harder about like what viewpoints. I don't understand. How do you write
That's
this?
weird that no one knows.
It's opaque, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
very odd.
Sounds like even the ethics people don't know. Apparently,
No.
was it OpenAI or Microsoft's AI ethics team all
Yeah.
got sacked.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Good.
they all got made redundant.
What?
And it's just
Getting
like,
in the way of progress, I
Yeah.
think, weren't they?
and there's something like
Stick in the mud, just holding it back.
Boring.
There's something like 100 companies or 100 people in the world working on AI. I don't know what they call it, like the guardrails for AI.
Yeah.
And there's like thousands and tens of thousands of people working on just making it as powerful as possible.
I guess at no point in humanity has there ever been guardrails on anything, is there?
No.
Not serious ones.
No. Well, as Keon said the other day, we're just kind of enjoying it whilst we can, but whilst the world burns.
I'm a
down
huge
around us.
skeptic of the whole I think
Are you?
this is how the world's going to end.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I thought
I've-
you meant a skeptic, as in like you don't think it works.
Oh, no. I think AI, not necessarily this game.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Whoa.
You say this game doesn't work?
No. What I meant was, I feel like we're having fun with this game because ultimately AI is going to just ruin us. So
Yeah,
in the meantime,
okay.
let's just have some fun with it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean it's the speed at which it's doing it, which is the worrying thing, isn't it? Really, no time
Yeah.
to change tack or anything. So I guess in that case, if you can't do anything, yeah,
Just
enjoy
like
it.
can't beat them. Let's just ride that wave until it
Let's
takes us out.
subscribe- Yeah, let's
So
subscribe
are
to
we
them.
like the sort of the 4-piece string quartet on the Titanic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very grand
very much
metaphor.
it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go back to the Titanic.
Yeah.
No.
It's not very noble, is it?
So I reckon, why don't you pick a time?
All right. Steering me away from 2008. So we're specifically concentrating on written history, documented
I
human
guess it's
history.
some sort of document.
We'll start with a try and
Because I had
vague
written
philosophy.
down, I want to meet the first fish that came onto land. But would there
I
be
think
anyone to
that's a
talk to?
noble aim, but it will try and get you to.
I'd love to see how it would respond to that.
I would.
It would try and get you to become a cultural icon with
boring.
the first fish. That,
Oh, really?
hello there.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick this era because I'm currently reading historical fiction books, and it's going to be Henry V on his march to beat the French.
Nice.
Fabulous. When do you know when that was?
No,
No.
1470 something.
Is
14.
it? Let's have a
Today,
look.
someone-
And
so
We're fairly vague about the absolute facts, aren't we? This isn't a podcast to come to for absolute historical accuracy.
gotcha.
Tan is going to be reading out GameMaster again. So Tan, over to you.
Greetings, time-travelling hero. Welcome to PastMaster, the thrilling text adventure game that will hurl you through the annals of history. As your sarcastic and pithy game master, it's my duty to guide you along your journey while making sure you have a fantastic time.
I mean, it's a lot more enthusiastic now.
It is, but is he being sarcastic? I don't know.
Yeah.
And remember, the choices you make can shape history itself. To begin, I need to know your name so I can make this experience as immersive as possible, and then choose one of the following historical periods to embark on your adventure. And it gives you a few options. We can override them, of course.
Right.
It says Ancient Egypt, Renaissance, Italy, or the Wild West. Or, if you're feeling spontaneous, type random to be thrown into a surprise era. Let the games begin. So, are you happy to sign this off? My name is Sunil Patel, and I want to go back to the mid-14th century-ish, the time of Henry V. Can we sort that out?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
Let's go.
So, it says...
I've got a feeling it's going to use your full name every single time.
Yeah, that's fine.
adds a certain
Formality to it, yeah.
familiarity. Ah, Sunil Patel, welcome to the adventure of a lifetime. We'll make a slight adjustment to our historical periods for you because we aim to please here at PastMaster.
What are we, in France? It's like a shopping centre?
That's definitely new. You find yourself transported to England in the 15th century during the reign of King Henry V. The air is filled with a mix of excitement and tension as the kingdom prepares for the ongoing war with France. Now, as you're aware, your objectives are to win the game by achieving any of the following: becoming a ruler, accumulating vast wealth, leaving a lasting legacy, becoming a cultural icon, or inventing an era-defining technology. And remember, you have 3 lives, so make your choices wisely. To start off, choose from the following options. 1. Inquire about joining King Henry V's army. 2. Seek out the local blacksmith to learn a valuable trade. Or 3. Head to the nearest tavern to gather information and make connections. Choose wisely, Sunil Patel. The fate of history is in your hands.
Go to tavern.
no questioning.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not joining the army.
No.
What was the other one?
It was like join the army. Seek out the local blacksmith to learn a
Well,
trade.
I'm not doing a job. That's not what I'm here for. I'm on holiday. Yeah.
I think that's the only choice.
Well, are you on holiday or are you permanently?
Oh yeah,
in
I'm permanently.
the 14th
Yeah,
century?
yeah. But that's quite a
Misdemeanors.
good set of objectives, though. I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any others that you would add? Because those are literally in the prompt. Like to win the game, the player
Yeah.
has to. What else would you add? To that?
Was it an era-defining technology?
Yeah.
Was it? Bloody hell, that's tough, isn't it?
What would that be? MySpace. No.
I reckon the only thing I could have a chance at creating is probably penicillin, and I don't know how that works either.
Well,
You
that was
basically, you
mold
sort of
or
be
something.
Yeah.
the mold man, just
Yeah,
mucking
yeah.
around in his shed with
Making
mold.
myself very ill.
Just like piles of bread.
Hey, how did he do it?
Well, it's something to do with
it?
mold.
Yeah,
He
he
left something
left some
out
out.
by accident. It was an accident.
It was a specific
Yeah.
strain of bacteria,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
And he
Or
didn't
mold.
clear it up properly and just left it there. Went on holiday, came back, and it had formed into something.
So
Yeah, but how did he then-
How did he?
Eat it.
I don't know what led him to
I
go.
don't have any pain now.
Okay, well,
but
I'll
it
try and
did
think of
something that
else.
made him go, oh, and then it.
Yeah.
I
it
know
was-
the story of smallpox was came from cowpox, and the milkmaids weren't catching smallpox
Because they got cowpox
Because
and
they
that
got
made them immune.
cowpox.
Mm.
But I don't know about
Okay,
penicillin.
Am I allowed to use Google during this game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I
Okay.
certainly do when I'm playing
Thank
at
you.
home. I cheat.
We'll make a slight adjustment to our historical periods for you, because we aim to please here at PastMaster. So
I
you
think
may
we'll
use
allow you to use Google. But in the meantime, what were you going to say? You wanted to go to tavern.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to just go bam tavern, or do you want to like add some flavour to it?
Like, do you walk in with a swagger, or are you going to look for anyone, or do anything when you get in there?
I'm currently Googling how to make penicillin. Because I think that would be a very helpful thing to know.
It would.
Right, so I'm going to tavern. Have I got any money? I haven't got any money.
Well, you
have
can
I?
ask.
You can ask.
It's brutal to just turn up with like
Right.
nothing.
Horrible thing to do to someone, I think.
It is, isn't it? It's tough. So you're happy to say, okay, but have I got anything on me at all? Any valuables?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what it says.
we have found that GameMaster does like to apologise quite a lot.
Yeah.
It says, my apologies, Sunil Patel. It is going to use your full name.
Yes.
My apologies, Sunil Patel, for not providing that information earlier. As a newcomer to the 15th century, you have arrived with a modest set of belongings to help you navigate this era. It gives you... This is very Dungeons & Dragons, actually. A small pouch containing 10 gold coins, a simple dagger for self-defense,
Nice.
a set of durable clothing appropriate for the time period, and a small satchel to carry items you may acquire along the way.
Wow, that's,
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Quite resourceful,
Not
It
bad.
says, now, let's return to your options. So, yeah, it's back to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Blacksmithing, taverning, or joining the army.
Let's get a pint.
Yeah, let's go.
Spend one of those coins.
Yeah, let's go to the
Probably
bar.
get around
Yeah,
him with
good idea.
one of those. Like get,
Yeah, can't cost much, can it?
yeah.
So Ryan, you've just typed in 3
Uh,
to keep it simple.
Yeah,
Option
didn't add any flavour to that. So you're going to the pub.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, to gather information and make connections.
Yes.
Specifically.
Sunil Patel, a wise choice indeed. You head to the nearest tavern where the smell of ale and hearty laughter fill the air. It's the perfect place to gather information and make connections with people from various walks of life. As you enter, you notice a few groups of patrons. 1, a rowdy group of off-duty soldiers boasting about their recent victories in battle. 2, a hushed circle of cloaked individuals clearly discussing something secretive and intriguing. Or 3,
Pick me.
or 3, a pair of merchants engaged in a heated debate about the value of certain trade goods. Well, who would you like to approach?
I think probably the merchants. I think
Would you? Straight to the money man.
Straight to the money man.
So are you formulating a plan of action here?
I'm formulating a plan of action. I'm trying to stay out of the army.
Okay.
That's my main.
Main goal.
I saw who got the brunt of it at Agincourt.
Yeah.
I'll stay out of the army. I think the secretive people are probably like government or something like something sneaky going on there. Merchants were like they were the new class back then, weren't they? And they were the ones who were like
They're moving up.
going to be doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So sit with the
So what do you
corporate.
what do you want to say to these merchants?
Has anyone got a job? Has anyone got a job for me?
Here's a job, mate.
Here's a job for me. I've got a set of very special skills that will only become apparent once you give me the job.
That sounds a bit like Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
in,
that's
Take-
right.
That is so intriguing. I wish I knew what you were thinking. But I suppose we shall find out.
I'm not thinking anything.
Thinking on
I'm
your feet.
literally don't know what
Shall I clarify at this point that it's not sex work or leave that hanging?
Let's leave that hanging.
Okay.
I think don't run anything.
I have
out.
just offered to sock off a load of merchants accidentally.
It will only become apparent when I get to work.
So I'll introduce myself to these merchants and say, has anyone got a job? Any jobs? I have a very particular set of skills that I wish to exchange for money.
Very good.
Sunil Patel, the smooth talker.
Nice.
You approach the merchants and interrupt their heated debate with your offer of skills in exchange for money. They eye you with curiosity and suspicion, but one of them, a portly man with a bushy moustache, takes an interest in your proposal.
Oh dear.
Really?
Oh dear.
What have you done?
What
What have you
have
got
I
into?
Is he like raising his eyebrows?
Okay.
Really?
Anything you say.
He asks,
Oh, yeah,
stroking his moustache.
Okay. I get on my knees.
And what might these particular skills be? We're always on the lookout for talented individuals who can help us expand our businesses and profit margins. Back onto business. That's good. That's a relief, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, laser focused.
Money on his mind.
So it says, now's your chance to impress these merchants and potentially land a job. Choose one of the following skills you possess to convince them. And it's offering, well, I guess you come up with your own, but it's offering you 3 things just to help. Expert negotiator, skilled at securing the best deals. Master of languages, able to communicate with merchants from various regions. Or 3, talented inventor, able to devise creative solutions to problems.
Oh.
I've got a brainwave.
Go for
I'm going to go for the third one, but also there's very few people that can read and write.
it.
Good shout.
So number 3, and I can read and write. Inventor, and I can read and write.
What, have you got an idea what sort of things you're going to try and persuade them you can invent?
I know I can invent something which will change everything,
Okay.
and it's so simple.
Okay.
Do I tell you what it is?
Well, if you want to, yeah. Unless you want to keep your powder dry at the moment. It depends
Well, I
when you
mean,
want to break it
I
out.
suppose you just got to keep it. I'm going to invent the container box for shipping.
I thought you were going to say Tupperware.
That would also revolutionise. Oh no, but then you've got to do plastic.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Nice, okay. Right, so
Well, I've put here inventor and I can read and write. By the way, I have an invention that can change everything.
Yeah.
Happy with
that's
that?
great.
Yeah.
I'll put a couple of exclamation marks just to really hammer the point home.
one thing I found is Chat GPT is very good at role playing. It's never like, no, that wouldn't work.
Yeah,
It's always
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes and.
Yes and, great.
It's just like,
Yeah.
An enthusiastic
I can
puppy.
go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've made impression. Your enthusiasm catches the merchant's attention. They lean in closer, eager to hear more about your invention. The portly merchant strokes his moustache again and asks, "Oh, do tell us more, Sunil Patel." I don't know, did you say your name, or was he's just sort of...
No,
He did not tell them their
name
name,
badge on, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Wait, no. No, you just said,
No.
anyone got any jobs?
Tell me.
I've got an invention.
So this guy is stroking his moustache again, and he asks, "Oh, do tell us more, Sunil Patel. What is this game-changing invention of yours? If it's truly as groundbreaking as you claim, we might be able to help you bring it to life and to share in the profits. Now's your chance to pitch an invention that could reshape the course of history. Remember, though, it must be something that could be feasibly created within the constraints of the 15th century. Choose wisely." It actually gives you a couple of options. Do you want to hear those? Or do you
Yeah,
want to just
definitely.
Okay. So it says, 1, a more efficient method for producing and refining metals, reducing production costs. I mean, that sounds quite advanced. I have to
Way
to
beyond
say.
my capabilities, that's for sure. Is it saying that I have to come up with that, or they've come up with it for me?
It's saying that I think it's implying you have that knowledge and you.
Sick.
The other option, or second option, is a groundbreaking navigational device that can accurately determine a ship's position at sea.
I can't do
I think
that.
that's a sextant. That's called.
Oh, right.
But I don't know how on earth you would feasibly do that. I certainly couldn't.
You've always got sextants on the mind.
I have just always thinking about those lovely devices. An innovative mechanical device that automates manual labour in certain industries.
What the hell's that?
I don't know, a loom, or something. But I guess that's kind of what your idea is, isn't it? It's to like save labour. But-
Yeah, it's that
so-
one, isn't it?
So do you want to just sort of like ride roughshod over those and just
Yeah.
tell it?
Just tell them what.
Tell
Yeah,
them
just
what
cut
you
to the
want.
chase.
But I don't want to tell these people
Oh.
the idea
Ah.
immediately, do I?
No, no,
No.
no, no.
Because
no.
they might
Because then
steal
they'll be
it.
like, anyone can make a box. We'll just make it. Now you can fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna, yeah.
But
well,
then if I eventually, like, if I build it up too much and then I present them with the idea that that's just a box.
but then you'd
Got
be
these
like,
already made.
Yeah, we've
be like,
got these.
exactly. Yeah. How are you gonna make your play?
Okay,
now?
let's.
What
I'm
are you
gonna
say?
contain an idea in my head. I need a better way of communicating it to these idiots. Let's go for the third option, the automating thing. Keep your cards close to your chest. That's what I
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's playing it with quite a straight bat, riffing off itself here, really.
Yeah.
An innovative mechanical device to automate manual labour, Sunil Patel. You've certainly piqued the merchant's interest. They listen intently as you describe your idea, their eyes growing wider with each detail.
I'm absolutely smashing this meeting, man. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's coming out of me.
The portly merchant strokes his moustache and exclaims, "That's brilliant, Sunil Patel."
Wow.
I've made my mark on history.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to blowjob, but no, this is
He says, if we could develop and sell this device, we could revolutionise multiple industries and amass a fortune. We're willing to invest in your invention, but we need proof that it will work. Now, you have 2 options to proceed. 1, offer to build a small-scale prototype of the device to demonstrate its effectiveness. Good luck.
Is that what it says?
No, that's-
You added that.
I've
didn't you?
added that.
Yeah, okay.
That's my interpretation. Or 2, attempt to secure a meeting with a skilled engineer who could help to bring your idea to life. I would definitely have to do the second one, but I think you
I would
can
say
just,
ask the merchants for a little bit of seed capital
Nice.
so I can work with an engineer to help develop a prototype.
So you're basically inventing,
And a house.
you're basically
And a lager.
your ride is getting more extravagant all the time.
And a bit of bread. I'm hungry.
So you're kind of inventing Dragon's Den in a way.
Do they have lager? We'll find out.
Yeah.
When
Lager's
we-
from Germany, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah,
had
yeah.
like
Ale,
bitter
ale.
ale.
We
Yeah.
tend to stick to mead.
We
but-
talk about mead a lot, but I think that's
No.
a bit further back.
Yeah.
We're probably at the lager stage now.
Oh, yeah.
So you want some lager, some bread, and then what? Sorry, what were we gonna?
I want them
seed
to. I
capital.
want them to pay for an engineer to work with me to develop
Okay.
it.
I love that comes after bread.
I want a bread and a beer
Oh, and some money.
and some money for this idea that I think I can do.
I'm incredibly thirsty and hungry.
Very thirsty, please.
So I put ask the merchants to first buy me lager and some bread, and can they provide some seed capital so I can pay an engineer to help me build this thing?
Yes, perfect.
Sunil Patel, the savvy negotiator.
Demanding stuff.
You ask the merchants to buy you a lager and some bread, mentioning that you'll need sustenance for the great work ahead.
Very good. That's how I'd put it.
I don't know if many engineers need
Before I do anything,
a lager.
They probably did in those days.
I'd be suspicious.
It just helps you think more creatively, I think.
You also propose that they provide seed capital to hire an engineer who can help build your invention. The merchants exchange glances, weighing the potential risks and rewards of investing in your idea. I don't know why they always come back to the portly merchant. But he's obviously a figure of some
I should
renown.
find out his name. I bet he's famous. They're always famous.
Yeah.
The portly merchant strokes his moustache once more, then nods. All right, Sunil Patel, we'll invest in your invention, but we'll be keeping a close eye on your progress. If it's as groundbreaking as you claim, we stand to make a fortune together. He hands you a pouch containing 50 gold coins to cover your
Boom.
initial expenses. With funds in your hand, you now have two options. Head to the local university to find a skilled engineer who can help bring your invention to life, or two, visit the town's marketplace to purchase materials and tools needed to build the prototype.
Go to brothel.
Well, I think, why not?
Why not?
It is essentially a role-playing game.
I
You can do
just
what
like
you
a companion for the journey, that's all.
I think that's a very sweet way of putting
Yeah.
it.
So I put, I'm going to take the money and run to the nearest brothel.
No, I'm not going to say... Oh, am I saying that to anyone?
Well,
You're,
it's up to you.
Yeah.
you're just telling it.
I'm
you're
telling
telling
the games
it-
master.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
fine, yeah.
Although
absolutely.
sometimes the game master does
likes to blab.
like
Yeah.
blab
Oh,
what you're doing.
right,
But let's
okay.
just try it. That's part of the fun.
Well,
Yeah.
say I'm going to take the money and leave.
And then secretly go to a brothel.
I'm going to thank them very much and say I'll report back in a week
Nice.
and
Managing their
leave.
expectations.
And I go to the nearest brothel.
Are you going to run, or are you going to just like no?
Walk very comfortably out.
I've made a mistake,
Okay.
but because I
Have I
pressed
died?
enter,
Yeah.
instead of putting
Oh, I
walk
see.
to the nearest brothel, I typed in work to the
Oh.
nearest brothel. So I really,
Right. Back I go to sucking cocks. Okay.
It's used to your spelling mistakes. But
yeah.
So do you want to read out what you've written for Sunil?
I'm going to thank them very much and say I'll report back in a week. Then I'm going to take the money and casually walk to the nearest brothel.
Yes.
And Game Master says, "Oh, Sunil Patel, you rascal.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
You thank the merchants and promise to report back in a week, fully intending to abandon your invention for a night of debauchery instead."
Just for a night. And it's not for a night of debauchery. I'm going to take one sex worker to the university with me.
As a companion.
As a
I think
companion.
You might
it
need
just led to an assumption there.
It's
Yeah,
assumed.
very much
Yeah.
an
It's
assumption.
made a smutty assumption,
Yeah.
and we're going to have to correct it in a minute.
Just
But
be- just to be fun.
it goes on. It says, you pocket the 50 gold coins and make your way to the nearest brothel. As you walk, you can't help but feel a nagging sense of guilt. After all,
About what? I've done nothing wrong. I'm just walking somewhere.
those merchants believed in you and invested in your idea. You shake it off, determined to enjoy yourself regardless. However, remember that this choice might have consequences in the future. It gives you a few ideas. Upon arriving at the brothel, you have two options. One, spend the night throwing caution to the wind and enjoying the company of the establishment's workers. Or two, have a sudden change of heart and return to your original plan of finding an engineer or purchasing materials. Choose wisely, Sunil Patel.
It's only giving you two options now.
Yeah.
It's really like,
Okay.
It's like Game Master, you fool. That's
It's
not
like,
what I
it's
meant.
like it knows what it wants me to invent, and it hasn't told me. I'm merely a pawn in its game.
Yeah.
I feel used.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, okay,
that
all
what you wanna
right.
say?
I have a sudden change of heart, and I go to the university to hire an engineer.
I thought you were going to say, I feel used, Game Master.
Yeah, I
and
would.
tell it that you're...
Okay.
Because it'll get so apologetic. That's what it does. And
All right, I'll say, look,
That's right, you can address it however you like.
I'm not going to be here for the evening, just for 20 minutes. And then I'll get back on with my task.
Okay. Are you going to tell it what you're going to do in those 20 minutes?
do we want?
you're going to just pick who you're bringing with you. That's...
Or are you... Is it best left unsaid?
I
I quite like the idea.
was just
of
going to
bringing-
hire someone to carry my stuff for me.
Yeah.
Just an attractive assistant.
Yeah, I just wanted to hire an attractive
Get another
assistant.
character in the game. Why not?
Well, I put, look, I'm not going to be here for the evening, just 20 minutes, and then I'll get back on with my task. So I put after that, please let me know how I get on here at the brothel.
Yeah.
Do we want to keep
Sure.
that?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Or you could say, I'm just trying to hire somebody.
Yeah. I'm just trying to hire somebody
You're not going
to hold my bags.
Yeah.
Sensible.
Okay.
Game Master with your dirty mind.
In a way, you're giving someone a foot up.
A
to
rescue
better
mission.
themselves.
No, it's not. No, well, it's not. You know, it's some people's choice.
Okay.
So you have said, I'm not going to be here for the evening, just for 20 minutes, and then I'll get back on with my task. I'm just trying to hire somebody to hold my bags. Please let me know how I get on here at the brothel. I don't know quite how to interpret this. It says, Sunil Patel, ever the multitasker.
Yeah, so I've just offloaded a few tasks.
You decide to spend a brief 20 minutes at the brothel, looking to hire someone to hold your bags. After all, a little help carrying your belongings could free you up to focus on your world-changing invention. You
Hang on a sec, you only have a small satchel. I mean, could you not have carried that?
I just
Wanted the company.
covering my tracks.
It's just got a small knife for defence.
Yeah. I'll keep the knife and the money. Yeah. She can carry the empty bag.
Nice.
You enter the establishment, and after a bit of negotiation, you manage to hire a young man named Thomas to be your personal bag carrier.
Right.
Fine. Never assume. Never assume.
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
No, that's
Oh,
me
right.
moralising.
Yeah.
He's eager for the opportunity to earn some honest coin and assures you he's a hard worker. You pay him a small fee up front, and he joins as you leave the brothel. With Thomas by your side, you're now ready to get back to business. Your options are head to the local university or back to the marketplace to buy your bits and bobs.
Local uni.
Great.
Is there an
Straight
SU bar?
And it says, excellent choice, Sunil Patel. You and Thomas make your way to the local university, a renowned institution where bright minds gather to share knowledge and ideas. Surely you'll find a skilled engineer here who can help you bring your invention to life. Upon arriving, you notice a few groups of scholars engaged in discussions and demonstrations. Your options for finding an engineer are: 1. Attend a public lecture on the principles of engineering and try to connect with the lecturer afterward.
Nope.
Or 2. Approach a group of engineering students and ask if they know any skilled engineers who might be interested in collaborating. That's kind of like going up to your mate who plays the guitar and goes, oh, do you know any good musicians?
Yeah. I'm going to go up to the group of young engineers and ask them, who's the best engineer in this city?
Nice. Sunil Patel, a man of action. You approach the group of young engineering students, boldly interrupting their conversation to inquire about the best engineer in the area. They exchange glances, sizing you up before one of them speaks up. If you're looking for the best, you'll want to find Professor Archibald. He's a master of mechanics and the brightest mind at this university. He's currently in his office on the 3rd floor in the main building. Just tell the receptionist you have an important invention to discuss, and she'll direct you to him.
What voice
I don't know, like a sort of bratty...
I mean, it really did bring it to life.
It's like I'm there.
Showing your disdain for students.
Essentially,
It wasn't very flattering, was it?
What they need is a few terms at the University of Life. And it wasn't very flattering, and I apologise to students. I'm a former student myself, so, you know. So I need to
Well
disclaim
done.
that.
Yeah.
Some of my best friends are students.
Yeah.
With this valuable information, you now have 2 options. Seek out Professor Archibald in his office and pitch your invention to him, or 2, rethink your strategy and attend the public lecture instead, hoping to find another skilled engineer.
Archibald.
Yeah,
Archibald.
Mr. Archibald.
Okay.
1.
So how much are you going to tell him?
Oh,
I haven't.
Oh, that's
I don't even know what this invention is.
It's basically...
Essentially, the fucking merchant came up with it, didn't it?
With determination, you and Thomas make your way to the main building of the university.
I forgot about Thomas.
Yeah. Well, no, he's there. He's there.
Yeah,
He's holding my bag of clothes.
Has he had any bread? and beer?
He's holding my clothes. I've got a dagger and a pouch of money.
Are you brandishing the
I
dagger
got
as you
nowhere
walk
else to put it.
around?
People didn't really have pockets then, did they?
Is that right?
I don't
Could be
know.
something you
It could be
invent.
an invention. Pockets.
Fuck.
Hello.
Write that down.
Write that down
Okay,
quick.
yeah, okay, cool.
With determination, you and Thomas make your way to the main building of the university, seeking out Archibald. After explaining your situation to the receptionist, she directs you to his office on the 3rd floor. Thank you, we know that. You knock on the door, and a slightly dishevelled, bespectacled man opens it. Ah, yes, you must be Sunil Patel, he says, adjusting his glasses.
How's he fucking know?
I've
he
been-
fucking know my
Yeah,
name?
you got a heads up from the
I've
guys
literally been in
the-
town for 5 minutes.
Someone at the brothel must have, like...
Yeah, they
Hang
all
on.
gossiping.
Hang
Yeah.
on.
I've been informed you have an important invention to discuss. Please, come in. And
They're
then you
so accommodating.
Yeah, this is like an easy. Yeah.
you enter his office, which is cluttered with books, diagrams, and various mechanical contraptions. You pitch your idea for the innovative mechanical device that automates manual labour in certain industries. It's still kind of vague. Professor Archibald listens intently, his eyes lighting up as he grasps the potential of your invention. Sunil Patel, this is truly groundbreaking, he exclaims. I'd be honoured to collaborate with you on this project. However, I must warn you, it won't be an easy endeavour. will need materials, a workspace, and time to develop and refine the prototype.
Sounds like you're going to have to go back to the market.
Fucking hell, it really wants you to get to the market. You must now decide how to proceed, and it's asking, will you, A, use the seed money from the merchants to secure a workspace and purchase materials, or 2, attempt to persuade Professor Archibald to provide his own resources for the project?
2.
Sunil Patel, the resourceful negotiator. You decide to try and persuade Professor Archibald to provide his own resources for the project. You explain that while you have some seed money from the merchants, you believe that with his influence and connections, he could secure better resources and facilities for the development of your invention. Professor Archibald ponders your proposal for a moment, stroking his beard. You make a compelling argument, Sunil Patel, he finally says. I believe in the potential of this invention, and I am willing to use my connections to secure the necessary resources. However, you must promise to work diligently and contribute your fair share to the project. With Professor Archibald's support, you now have the means to develop your groundbreaking invention. Your options are 1. Begin work on the prototype immediately, spending long hours in the workshop, or 2. Seek out additional investors to ensure the project's financial stability before diving into the development process.
1.
Okay. So straight in.
It's a disaster. The product is a disaster. It's like Homer's car that he built.
What happened? I can't remember that. What happened to Homer's
Do you remember
car?
Homer Simpson discovered he had a long lost brother who owned a car company, and his brother was like, "What this world needs is a car designed by the everyman, someone who really knows what people want in their cars." And he's designed this absolute batshit car.
Financially ruins his brother.
Financially ruins the company.
Who I
It's
think
got
was
like
played
a
by Danny
turret.
DeVito. Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and it's got like it looks like a submarine. It's just very stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, GameMaster says, Sunil Patel, a man of action and dedication, you decide to begin work on the prototype immediately. With Professor Archibald's expertise, Thomas's assistance, and your own determination, you dive into the development process. You spend long hours in the workshop refining and perfecting your invention. After several weeks of hard work, you finally have a working prototype of the innovative mechanical device that automates manual labour in certain industries.
Which industry?
God, it is
who
very.
bloody knows?
The potential applications are vast, and it's clear that this invention could revolutionise multiple sectors. That sounds like business speak to me,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds like absolute rubbish.
What fucking sectors are there in that era? Farming, at war,
Fighting.
and that's it.
Yeah.
I think you have to like invent LinkedIn as well. So
Yeah.
You could boast about your invention.
So can you type in "I tell Professor Archibald about Facebook"?
Yeah, definitely. It says, now that you have a
Not
working
yet, no.
prototype, you must decide how to proceed. And it gives you a couple of options. Present the prototype to merchants or seek out additional investors.
Send Thomas to fetch the merchants to see the prototype.
That's definitely.
Put on a
what's-
presentation at the brothel.
Slightly over-egging it. Sunil Patel, a master strategist.
I mean, come on.
Right, I
Yes.
don't need your commentary, actually, Tan. Let the computer speak.
He's impressed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm the pithy and sarcastic one these
Yeah.
days. You decide to send Thomas to fetch the merchants who provided the seed money so they can see the prototype for themselves. Thomas nods and sets off, eager to demonstrate his value to the team.
Finally.
Just fetching people.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like his
Communicating.
best job, you know.
Yeah.
He was doing some other
He was
work.
doing some rough old business. Yeah.
After a short while, Thomas returns with the merchants in tow. Their eyes widen with astonishment as they take in the sight of your innovative mechanical device. The portly merchant strokes his moustache and exclaims, Sunil Patel, you've truly outdone yourself. This invention will revolutionise industries and bring us all immense wealth.
Wow.
With the merchants thoroughly impressed, you have two options for moving forward. One, negotiate a deal with the merchants, offering them a stake in the invention's profits in exchange for their continued financial support. Or 2, attempt to buy out the merchant's stake in your invention, securing your own control over its production and profits.
Number 1, but demand it's called Patel's device.
Okay, so that's basically you copywriting.
Yeah, I don't care about getting all the money.
You just want to.
I just want my name attached and a
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
of cash, because I don't even know what it is.
Are we going to ask at any point what actually is it?
I think we ought to, because it's incredibly vague at the moment.
What is it?
I was thinking they didn't have screws then either, did they? So I could have come up with the flathead or the Phillips screw
That's a
driver.
clever idea.
Yeah.
Well, apparently you're there forever, so you know you've got
Oh,
time
okay. Well,
to.
the time to come up
yeah.
with that.
So I put negotiate a deal, but demand the invention is forever known as Patel's device. By the way, what actually is it? And do I need to invent the screwdriver?
Can you also ask it to describe what it looks like? It's one thing I find, like if I'm DMing a game and a player asks me something like, what does the monster look like? Or what's the town called? Or where is it? And I have to think on my feet, and you'll back me up here, I'm very slow at thinking on my feet.
It's just because we always assume you know what it is in your head, but obviously that's not the way it works, is it?
No.
It's just words.
That's
initially.
the illusion that
Yeah,
I present. But
Yeah.
I'm just making it up on the fly often.
And are you as pithy and sarcastic as GameMaster?
No, he's not actually. He's not. I've never seen him so pithy and sarcastic. Actually,
It's getting a bit big for his boots.
How do you describe my DMing style? Is it just sort of very dry? And,
it's very much like I'm never scared that all of us are going to die. That's, because there are some dungeon masters who are like quite harsh with their
Really?
rules, aren't they?
they'll do something called a TPK, which is the total party kill.
Wow.
And some people are like, yeah, I just did a TPK to my group on the first session to teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's hard.
That's probably how I'd do it.
And they never wanted to play with me again.
Yeah.
let's shut them up. Sunil Patel, the cunning negotiator with an eye for legacy. Yeah, it's got your measure. You propose a deal to the merchants. They will receive a stake in the invention's profits in exchange for their continued financial support, but the invention must forever be known as Patel's device. The merchants, eager to be part of this groundbreaking project, agree to your terms. As for the invention itself,
Yeah.
Patel's device is a versatile and ingenious mechanical contraption designed to automate manual labour in several industries.
Right.
And it says, I don't know if this helps us, it features an intricate system of gears, levers and pulleys powered by a combination of human and water energy.
Wow.
The device is modular, allowing it to be adapted for various tasks, such as textile production, milling and even rudimentary assembly lines. The invention of the screwdriver has already occurred in this historical period.
Oh.
So you have the necessary tools to maintain
just
and
that,
improve upon the
of course,
device.
That's all you need. is a
Yeah.
screwdriver.
God, that could absolutely change the trajectory of a country, couldn't it?
What,
Device
screwdriver?
like what this computer just invented in my name.
With the deal in place and the merchants on board, you now have two options. One, focus on refining and perfecting Patel's device, ensuring its reliability and efficiency before taking it to market. Or two, begin the process of mass producing Patel's device, confident in its current design and eager to start reaping the rewards.
Right, option two. I want option two, obviously. Leave Thomas and Archibald there and tell him I want it done in a week. Head to find...
Brothel.
I'm trying to think of something else. Some sort of like underground bare knuckle boxing fight.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bear baiting. I'm glad it didn't go down that
No,
road.
I
That-
didn't think
yeah.
they did that there. There's no bears in England, is there?
Oh.
Not that I would want that.
I'm sure they did bear baiting in those days, didn't they? They would get a bear and bait it. They must have had bears in England.
Did they?
I think they.
Oh, actually, they would
I
have.
reckon they
wouldn't
might
they?
have.
I'm sure
But
they
anyway,
did.
I'm not
I'm not saying we should do that
No.
either.
Bare knuckle. Are you going to become a bare knuckle boxer?
Yeah, I think I might give it a go.
I think you should.
Be some sort of like Renaissance man then.
Like
Inventor, fighter.
wasn't it Plato, the Greek philosopher, who was
That's
also
right.
Plato was his wrestling name, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, like Hulk Hogan.
Well, they all believed in like, yeah, you should do as much learning as you can, but also get absolutely ripped.
Get ripped to shit.
Seem to have forgotten that these days.
There was very much bear baiting in the 15th century.
Thank you for confirming.
Were there underground bare knuckle? Actually, it doesn't even need to be underground. It's just normal.
No.
Yeah, that was just what
Yeah,
they did.
just
didn't
like,
they?
alright.
Maybe you could set up like a franchise, like kind of like Fight Club.
WWE. I could set up WWE.
I think
Yeah.
you just instantly win the game if you did that.
All right.
Okay, so what have we got?
So I put.
By the way, keep that idea. I like the wrestling.
Yeah, yeah,
boxing.
I'll
Yeah.
go with option two, but leave Archibald and Thomas to sort it out. They've got a week to get it finished. Meanwhile, I'm going to pop out and find some entertainment. Is there any bare knuckle fighting happening?
Lovely.
Sunil Patel, the delegator and thrill seeker. You decide to leave Professor Archibald and Thomas to continue refining Patel's
Is that
device.
like on your LinkedIn profile?
yeah.
Delegator, thrill seeker.
I think I might get a business card that just says Tan Parsons Thrill Seeker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it sounds kind of horrible. That,
Yeah, it
doesn't
does.
Really seedy.
Sounds like you're dogging.
You don't need a business card for that, do you?
Stop flashing your lights.
Do they exchange business cards afterwards?
Yeah,
I don't know.
afterwards, yeah.
Afterwards, yeah, okay.
Oh, well, I guess you can invent dogging. I don't know,
Dogging.
is that-
Invent dogging. Type in invent dogging.
Okay, one step at a time. So it says, Sunil Patel, the delegator and thrill seeker, you decide to leave Professor Archibald and Thomas to continue refining Patel's device, giving them a week to finalise the improvements. With your invention in capable hands, you set out to find some entertainment in the form of bare-knuckle fighting. You ask around and discover that there's an underground fight club taking place tonight in a seedy part of town. Intrigued and eager for some excitement, you make your way to the location. Upon arrival, you find yourself in a dimly lit, crowded room with a makeshift fighting ring in the centre. Two burly men are exchanging brutal blows as the audience cheers and jeers. You have two options for participating in this event.
Excellent.
It's like it
Yeah.
doesn't. It
Bingo.
knows you don't want to
Yeah, no.
gamble.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah,
there for the thrill. 1. Place a bet on one of the fighters, hoping to win some extra gold. Or 2. Enter the ring yourself, testing your strength and skill in a bare-knuckle brawl. Choose wisely.
2.
Yeah.
2. 2. And
Oh,
take
no,
my...
you've got that small knife, haven't you?
Oh, you got a small knife. But also, remember to take my glasses off. Did they have glasses then? They
Probably
did. They bloody didn't, did they?
I don't think they did. So
Because
you
it was an
walking around
invention that
with glasses
started in
this whole
China.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Invent glasses.
So have you been wearing them all this time and everyone's going, what are they?
I guess the AI didn't know
We didn't
what I
tell
look
it, did
like.
we?
Yeah. Just add that after the fighting. We'll do that after the fighting when I invent glasses. What an easy
Oh, well,
one.
I've put number 2, but I'll remember to take my glasses off.
Oh, okay.
By the way, do they have glasses? Invent glasses quickly and then fight.
Yeah, by the 14th century, the eyeglasses were being sent over Europe.
Right,
yeah.
right.
That's a nice idea. Sunil Patel, the daring and inventive brawler. Before you enter the ring, you come up with a quick invention. Eyeglasses. So ridiculous.
My glasses. I suppose I do invent better under pressure.
It's kind of like David Cameron's full bladder technique, isn't it? Do you remember that?
What was that?
I think he used to give speeches. I don't know if it's true or not, but there was rumour was he used to give a speech with a full bladder because he thought that would
right.
concentrate his mind, so he didn't waste any time. But,
Right, okay.
yeah, some would
That's
say,
the complete opposite. It's
well,
like,
it
then you
depe-
can't concentrate.
I don't want to make this into another Brexit podcast, but some would say he, didn't always make the best
very,
decisions
very
because he was
bad.
just desperately needed a piss.
Yeah, 50-50 vote.
Fuck it, just God, I need
50%.
So anyway, maybe you're a bit
Yeah.
like that, but just instead of having full bladder, you just have a massive fight. Oh dear. So anyway, you come up with a quick invention: eyeglasses. In reality, eyeglasses already exist in this
Fucking
era.
hell.
So
Right.
as it turns out, you're simply embracing an existing invention.
Yeah.
You remove your glasses, hand them to Thomas for safekeeping.
He's
and-
there. I told him to stay behind.
Well,
to work.
he's
what's he-
followed you to the
Alright,
fight
fine,
ring.
alright.
You can't.
He isn't gonna miss this.
He's a young
Come on.
lad. He wants
Yeah.
to see his hero
Alright.
get in a fight. And it says your opponent is a muscular, menacing figure with a reputation for crushing his adversaries.
Okay.
You take a deep breath and prepare for the
And
fight.
send Thomas in.
The crowd roars as the two of you exchange blows, each trying to land the decisive strike that will secure victory. As you're fighting, you have two options. 1, rely on your strength and try to overpower your opponent with brute force. Or 2, focus on your agility and outmaneuver your opponent, striking when the opportunity arises.
It
Choose
does
wisely.
Seem like it's this thing is making me do things.
It's guiding you,
It's
isn't
guiding
it?
me.
It's
It's saying
sort of
it's saying
railroading you.
always choose the option that isn't natural,
Hmm.
but the one that's supposed to be cleverer.
Hmm.
So agility.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, so obviously not agility. Strength.
And do you want to ask what the fuck Thomas is doing there?
No, let's leave him.
Thomas,
Please.
what
He
are
told
you
him my glasses, didn't they?
You don't want to bring that in because Thomas might be like, well, you haven't paid me, so...
Yeah, I
and
don't
then
think I
that-
paid
then you've got all
anyone.
that
I
to
don't know
deal
where
with
the
and-
money is, do I?
No, so, just...
Yeah.
This sounds a bit like that the opening scene of Sherlock Holmes with Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr., where Sherlock Holmes is having a fight and he uses his clever brain to work out how to beat the bare-knuckle
yeah.
brawler. So it's
Yeah.
very similar to that. Sunil Patel, the nimble and strategic fighter, you choose to focus on your agility, dodging your opponent's powerful strikes and waiting for the perfect opportunity to counter-attack. The crowd watches in awe as you gracefully evade blow after blow, gradually wearing down your adversary.
Does anything go wrong for me?
It's been a relentless surge towards victory, hasn't it?
It's good to inflate your ego, this game.
Yeah.
Finally, you spot an opening in your opponent's defences and strike with lightning speed, landing a powerful blow that sends him sprawling to the ground. The crowd erupts in cheers as you're declared the winner of the bare-knuckle brawl. Exhilarated and victorious, you retrieve your glasses from Thomas and consider your next move.
Go to the brothel.
I think it's suggesting a couple of alternatives. Return to the workshop and check on the progress of Patel's device, hoping Archibald and Thomas have made significant advancements in your absence.
Oh, he's not there. He's not there, is he?
Thomas
Oh,
hasn't.
yeah, it's significant.
Yeah, I mean, I think Archibald's the brains, isn't it?
That's right,
Thomas
yeah,
is probably
yeah,
just,
yeah.
just a lad that's fighting. Or 2, revel in your newfound fame as a bare-knuckle champion and continue to participate in fights, potentially earning more gold and notoriety.
Bit bored of the fighting now, really.
Yeah, completed
What
it.
else is there? Yeah, so I want to fight. What else is there
else
to
is
do,
there?
really? I say, let's finish this product up. Let's go back and let's get it to market immediately.
This has been an outrageous diversion. Why have I not just been?
Popped out for a bit of a fight, and yeah,
Got to let off steam.
yeah.
So I'll return to the workshop and demand they hurry up and get Patel's device to market immediately.
Yeah, great.
Well, quite. It's sort of sensing your eagerness to get on with things. Sunil Patel, the impatient inventor and taskmaster, still riding high from your victory in the bare-knuckle brawl, you return to the workshop and find Professor Archibald and Thomas hard at work on Patel's device.
So did Thomas run ahead?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh shit, he's seen me. Quick.
You demand that they hurry up and get the invention to market immediately. I
Correct.
don't know why I shouted that. I think
No, I
just
didn't mean
getting
it in
into
that tone, though.
okay.
I was going to be a bit more, yeah.
more gentle. Feeling the pressure, Archibald and Thomas double their efforts, working day and night to finalise the improvements and prepare Patel's device for production. Within a few days, the device is ready for mass production and the first units are assembled. Now that Patel's device is complete and available for purchase, you have 2 options. Embark on a marketing campaign to promote Patel's device, focusing on its revolutionary capabilities and potential to transform industries. Or 2, rely on word of mouth and the reputation you've built among the merchants and other influential figures to drive sales. Choose wisely.
Well, I don't know what a 15th century marketing campaign would look like. So I think I just
like
go
a man with a bell shouting.
yeah, showing how you get various town
Hey.
signs.
Patel's device.
Patel's device. Don't know what it is.
Revolutionise any industry.
Whisper network, I suppose. I'd leave it to the merchants. So number 2, definitely.
Okay, nice. Word of mouth and the merchants. Sometimes when we've been playing, it sometimes really gets bored and it goes, "Well done, you've won." And other times it doesn't want to offend you by saying the game's over.
Ah, right.
And
yeah.
it sounds like
keeps
you've
going.
won, and
yeah.
you have to go, "Have I won?" He goes, "Congratulations,
Yeah.
you won! Thank God. I thought you were never going to ask."
I've not lost a single round yet. I've not had any missteps.
Full lives, you've got loads of money.
Yeah. I've left a
it's-
legacy.
Oh well, hang on. Here we go.
Dear.
The twist.
Sunil Patel, the confident and well-connected entrepreneur. So it's really moving the story on here. You choose to rely on word of mouth and the reputation you've built among the merchants and other influential figures to drive sales of Patel's device. Your connections prove invaluable, and news of your groundbreaking invention spreads like wildfire. Soon, orders for Patel's device pour in from various industries, and the mechanical contraption begins transforming the way people work. Your invention quickly becomes an essential tool, and your name becomes synonymous with innovation and progress.
Wow.
Invent the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the creator of Patel's device, you've achieved many of the winning objectives for the game. You've accumulated vast wealth, left a lasting legacy, and invented an era-defining technology. Congratulations, Sunil Patel. You've won the game of PastMaster. Thank you for playing. You remember, whenever you're craving another time travel adventure, the pithy and sarcastic Game Master will be here to guide you through history's mysteries.
Is that you?
No, that's what it says.
Are you sure? Doesn't sound like you. Pithy and mithy.
So it just wraps it up. Like that.
wraps it up.
It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, game done.
But I'm pretty sure it made me take all those decisions.
Well,
Yeah.
it does, doesn't it? It does feel
That's
like
what
it's...
I don't like about ChatGPT. It's
Do you
very-
feel a sense of accomplishment or just an empty
No,
feeling?
I feel like I've simply taken the steps on a road that was built for me. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, there's
That
no
sounds
way
like
I could
something the
deviate.
President of the United States might say.
Yeah. There's no way I could have deviated really
Yeah,
without it steering me back in some sort of way.
yeah.
Although, a few things you do at the beginning determine almost everything else.
I wonder if you like changed the prompt at the start and just didn't have objectives. You just sort of like chucked yourself
Straight to
there.
the bare knuckle boxing.
I wonder what it would say. Like instead of remember you've got to try and do this, it would just be like, what do you want to do?
Yeah. What should we do next?
What the hell should we do now?
It does seem like the other characters don't really have. They're not 3D. They respond to one or two incentives. Apart from that, they don't. They're very much like low-level computer game characters.
So who was your favourite non-playable character then from that adventure you just had?
I'm gonna say the portly, portly
the moustache
merchant.
stroker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he seemed to have some. There was something that they went into describing about him, which was quite interesting. The lad I hired didn't seem to have a personality at all.
No, he was
Slacking off at
Archibald,
work.
slacking off at work. Maybe the student, simply because of his strange voice.
Yeah.
And the lad I knocked out in the ring, probably. Fair play to him. He tried his
Yeah.
best.
yeah.
I got the best of him.
He was
Rest in peace.
he really
R.I.P. man.
killed. He fucking killed him
He went out of the way he wanted to.
in a blaze of glory,
Yeah,
fighting the inventor of Patel's device.
yeah.
That's part
yeah.
of your legacy. Surely
It
that's
is,
just
isn't it?
folklore.
Mm.
He
Changed
invented,
the world, knocked out a lad cold, and he died.
and all he ate was bread and beer.
So what's your biggest learning to use a LinkedIn?
What have we learned?
What have I learned?
what have we learned today?
I've learned a lot about ChatGPT. I don't think it's quite ready to replace Dungeon Masters.
Thank you.
Oh, sad.
That's so good.
Sigh
That's so
relief
good to
now.
hear.
So
Thank
good.
you.
Great to hear. Because it's simply because ChatGPT doesn't have a personality and doesn't really make decisions based on anything except inputs.
Yeah, we tried to give it personality.
We tried Malcolm Tucker being the game master in an earlier episode, and we were hoping he was going to come up with loads of, preferably even some new expletives. And
I just
sayings.
wanted him to abuse me.
And
But he
all-
didn't.
I think he just said, "You daring, reckless bastard."
Yeah,
and
but like to praise me even then, like he
yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, he didn't really
Wasn't as
slag
mean
you
as
off.
as I wanted him to be.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
That's all you're looking for. Is just to be
Yeah. Okay.
Who
well,
doesn't want to
that's-
be ambushed by Malcolm Tucker? Like
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
barrage of swear words.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, weren't we? Like the idea of art is the intrinsic value of art, whether it be music or a painting or or a play,
Yeah.
whatever. That the process to create it comes from the human experience. Like some human being has struggled to create it, and that is intrinsically more valuable than
It's-
a machine
yeah.
going. "Bleh, here's,
Well,
here's a copy."
even if it is a human struggling to make it, it doesn't have any value. No one cares how much effort you put into it or what your life was before it, but they care about the story that other people know about that piece of artwork. That's what gives it that value.
So the
I think.
story.
Mm.
Okay, yeah.
Or if other people think it's worthwhile, then it's worthwhile. If no one else thinks it's worthwhile, it's only worthwhile to you, so it has no monetary value, I guess.
I haven't really been following what's happening with AI art, but does anyone ascribe any value to that at the
there was a
moment?
big
I don't
story on
know.
that recently. I think it was a German
Oh, there was,
photographer.
wasn't there? It was a
Yeah.
photo
Did
I
you hear
heard
about
about
that?
on the-
Boris, and he won an award for this photo, and then he had to put his hand up and go, "I'm gonna confess," which is very good. I mean, he could have quite easily not.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, this was actually made with AI,"
I think
Yeah, yeah.
and he
described-
didn't accept the
He
award.
described himself as a cheeky monkey, didn't he?
Yeah.
He thought I'd just enter it to see, like, if we're ready to sort of spot things now.
But are those competitions, do they know the person's name before they enter the competition with the photo?
I don't know.
Yeah. Or is he already famous?
Yeah, no, yeah, he's a famous
so,
photographer.
yeah.
And he's been, I
If-
think he even mentioned that when he entered it, AI was involved in it because he's sort of known for experimenting with AI.
Yeah.
But I think he was a bit misleading with how much involvement
Yeah,
it had.
okay. Yeah.
As
It's
in the whole
involved in-
fucking thing was.
That's
start, the middle, and the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, is it like if you're a runner and if you're in a competition, from that sense, it's like, yeah, someone he's injecting himself with the best steroids, so he's going to win a race, and the person who's tried really hard doesn't. It's like if you're a photographer and you really you put so much time and effort into this, and someone can just go, make me a picture that looks like this, and it appears, and it's better than what you've done.
Yeah.
You're going to feel a bit.
Yeah.
done by
Mind you,
it.
going back to the steroids question and running, part of me is curious to see what the
Well, the good
It would be-
steroids are they come
would
up
be
with.
good,
so-
wouldn't it?
well, if people were like, well, fuck it, you can take whatever you like.
Yeah,
But it doesn't have to
yeah.
be
You
like it
had
could be like
the,
a separate competition.
Yeah, that's
Where it's
really
like-
bad for you, where people just ingest huge amounts of steroids.
Yeah, it's
and-
steroid Olympics, and it just that would be amazing.
You got people running 100 meters in like 6 seconds.
Whoa! Look at him go. So,
And then,
I
like-
don't know what my point is, but it would be fun. Back to quick question on the game. How do you think this, with RPGs, role-playing games, you either have like a tabletop role-playing game where you're kind of like around a table with friends eating crisps and chatting, and then at the other end you have like someone in front of their computer at home, sort of solo, just playing a game. Which is more fun? And that's not supposed to be a leading question, or which can be more rewarding?
What, on your own or with people?
Yeah.
For me, with people, I don't play. Okay. I don't really like playing on my own.
Yeah.
I do. If I'm playing a computer game on my own, I do kind of feel like I feel guilty.
Yeah.
I feel like, what the fuck is that? What am I doing?
Yeah.
I played Zoo Tycoon for a couple of hours the other day.
Is that where you like build a zoo?
Yeah.
Tan Parsons, ever the deducer.
But it's so much more fun having input from two other people on your sofa.
Yeah.
Telling you not to put the fucking tigers in there than it is doing it yourself, is it? So always with people. Yeah.
Thank you very much to Sunil.
How have you found your
Thank you.
experience?
Oh, right.
using ChatGPT?
We're so nearly there.
Come on, Keon.
That was very enjoyable. Thank you. I think I'm always torn between like making sensible decisions and just going to the brothel. So I just decided on this one to go to the brothel. But
In
it just
games
wouldn't
or in
let me.
life?
In
general?
games. Just in games. But I think it very much steered me into. Do you know what? It's actually inspired me to make bad decisions in the actual Dungeons and Dragons game I play with Tan. So
I think that's a great show.
you need to watch out next week.
I
Tan.
bloody will, mate.
I'm going to start throwing it about.
So, have you got anything you want to shout out about, Sunil?
I've got a podcast called Slime Country Podcast, which I wouldn't recommend it at all.
What's it called? Slime Country.
Terrible podcast. I do that with a couple of friends. That's reading out erotic fan fiction.
Oh, that sounds. I wonder if you can use ChatGPT to create erotic.
100% you could. Yeah. Probably not quite there yet, but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Okay, cool.
Spin-off.
Yeah. I'm at the Soho Theatre 25th to the 27th of May. So come to that. Sunil Patel Solutions on Instagram. That's it. But no, it's been really fun. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks, Sunil.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening, everybody. Let us know what you thought of today's playthrough. Would you have done things differently? Would you have, put Thomas to work in other ways? Would you? Not like that.
Sorry.
Would you have found out why that merchant loves stroking his moustache so much? Get in touch with us. We're on Twitter at PastMasterAI. You can find us on Instagram at PastMasterPod, where we're going to be posting up AI image generations of each episode, really silly versions of what DALL-E and Midjourney think happened in that era. Or if you've got a long piece of feedback, you can get in touch at pastmasterpod@gmail.com. So yeah, thanks for listening and tune in next time.
See ya.
See ya, bye.
Bye.